Wikipedia. I think it's not wrong to say that everyone knows this site. And in 99% of cases, when you need to find information about something, you go to Wikipedia. And it seems like a really good site. But what if... No? What if I said you should stop using Wikipedia? But why? Well, now I'm going to tell you why what you read on Wiki isn't true. How did an ordinary housewife write 200 articles about a war over a non-existent mine? Who replaced Wikipedia's content with the phrase, "You suck"? Is it possible to find a recipe for dynamite on Wikipedia? How did it promote terrorism? What caused a war to break out on Wiki? And finally, answer the big question, why shouldn't you use Wikipedia? I'll start with a rather interesting topic. What you read on Wikipedia is not true. Okay, only sometimes. Literally, every user can change pages anonymously, which means someone could add knowingly false information or write something offensive. The latter isn't a big deal, but the wrong information will cause real problems. Everyone can use Wikipedia to improve their opinion of themselves. That's what Microsoft did, for example. It was in 2007. Microsoft employees were trying to change the Wikipedia article about Windows Vista. Their goal was to improve its image. Do you think they got lucky? Of course not. People noticed it and morally destroyed Microsoft, after which they left in shame and promised not to interfere in Wikipedia editing anymore. A lot of time passes and then the year 2021 arrives. The coronavirus is in full swing at that point. The task of the Wikipedia editors is to write about it. But as it usually happens, they couldn't write the article quietly. There was a war of edits. There were two groups of people, both with their own goal. Each of them wrote what was favorable to her. The first about the natural origin of the virus, and the second literally screamed that the virus accidentally escaped from the laboratory. It got to the point where the article changed 2 times a minute. Of course, such a party could not pass by the moderators. It got to the point where the article was sent to the so-called Wikipedia Arbitration Committee. If anything, this is the place where all disputes regarding articles are resolved. What do you think they decided? Well, I think it's obvious that the article was blocked for editing, and everyone who participated in the edit wars was blocked. And let me tell you about the funniest case of Wikipedia edits. There was a clip called White and Nerdy. There, in one of the episodes, the hero defaces the English Wikipedia page about the Atlantic Records label. He replaces the content of the article with the phrase, "You suck," in huge letters. Do you think it stayed that way in the clip? Well, you're wrong. After the clip was released, fans did the same thing, in the same article. The administrators were surprised to say the least when they saw the phrase, "You suck," all over the page, but on the real Wikipedia. And it was all because of 2 guys named Jimmy Wells and Larry Sanger. No, they weren't the ones who vandalized Wikipedia. They did more than that. So it all started in 2000. Wales and Sanger founded Nupedia. It was a typical encyclopedia where all the articles are written by experts. This approach is not very efficient, but to everything else, Wales and Sanger added a 7-step verification of each article. It didn't work well. They only produced 25 articles in 2 years. Now, do you realize how slow it was? After some thought, they realized it was a bad idea, but they still wanted to create a world encyclopedia. And so, one night, lying in bed trying to sleep, Larry Sanger comes up with the concept of a wiki. The idea was to allow each user to edit and create articles. Taking this concept, 2 friends launched Wikipedia in the year 2001. The site begins to gain popularity and is filled with content, with more and more people visiting the wiki. A long road of development begins, with the guys setting up the Wikimedia Foundation, implementing a neutral viewpoint policy, and other no one cares crap. Wikipedia becomes the main and global encyclopedia. Agreed, the story sounds pretty good, but it only sounds that way because I didn't include the negative aspects. And believe me, there were plenty of them. For example, did you ever think when reading an article that it might be completely fictional? Once, a Chinese science fiction writer named Yifan was looking for inspiration. He came across an article about the Kashin silver mine, liked the story, and immersed himself in it. After a while, the writer decided to check the information about the mine, and it turned out that it did not exist. Yes, you got that right. For 10 whole years, there were articles on Chinese Wikipedia about a fictitious mine in the Tver region. This is Russia, if anything. So, what was it? A mistake by the editors, or maybe some vandal wrote another article? Well, kind of. In 2010, an editor under the pseudonym Jimao registered on Chinese Wikipedia. He was supposedly a certified specialist in Russian history, but in reality, it was not a specialist at all, but an ordinary Chinese housewife with a secondary education. Ask me how she managed to write more than 200 articles about a non-existent mine and the war fought over it. Well, just trust me, you should hear the story. Initially, she wrote an article about the Qing dynasty, somehow switched to materials about Alexander I, made edits, and made a mistake. But the woman did not correct the mistakes. She just decided to close the gaps with fictitious articles. And so, lie after lie, she wrote 200 articles. But this story isn't the worst yet. What if I told you that for 15 years, yes, 15 years, there was an article on Wikipedia about a non-existent concentration camp in Warsaw. This article was written in August 2004 by the late Wikipedia editor Krzysztof Maciocki, the Polish Wikimedia representative. Fortunately, it was rewritten in August 2019, but who knows what consequences it led to. And you know, looking at all these articles about concentration camps and other not-so-nice things, it may seem that there is no censorship on Wikipedia. Everyone thinks that everything can be found there. But is it? And yes, I haven't forgotten about the question about dynamite from the beginning of the issue. I'll answer it later. Some countries once blocked Wikipedia completely. So what? You tell me. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is one thing. By blocking some pages or all of Wikipedia, you limit access to information, and that can change the perception of events and facts. For example, in April 2017, Turkey blocked the entire Wikipedia for spreading terrorist propaganda. And this is not a joke. There was a similar case in Pakistan, where Wikipedia was blocked because of materials insulting Islam. Of course, it is not Wikipedia itself that is to blame, but the users who create such content. But users aren't the only ones who can get Wikipedia banned. The service has been repeatedly blocked for the truth about a political event. For example, in 2008, Tunisia blocked access to Wikipedia because of articles criticizing the government. Syria also banned Wikipedia in Arabic in response to protests against the government. Now, about censoring something illegal. Is it possible to find a recipe for dynamite on Wiki, for example? And even here, Wikipedia has found an edge. All you can find are generalities, but there are no detailed instructions. Hearing all this may seem like Wikipedia is a bad encyclopedia, but what you've heard above are just isolated cases, not the big picture, just exceptions. Exceptions worth knowing about. Like everything in this world, Wiki isn't perfect, but that doesn't mean it's bad. I just want to tell you to remember that even Wikipedia can be wrong. The ultimate choice is yours anyway. Don't blindly believe everything you're told, even by me. Bye.